What is up, world? What is up, YouTube? How you guys doing on today? Um, let's go over with the NFL draft just finished, and so like I kind of do every so often is make a reaction to how the draft went and maybe talk about some of the picks and everything that took place. I'm here in the man cave here, getting ready to give you guys this upload and video. So let's go ahead and get started. Uh, Last year, I think we talked about Jalen Hurts last year and how, to me, he was the steal in the NFL draft of last year. And look at exactly what happened. I mean, they shipped it Carson Wentz out of Philadelphia, traded him to the Indianapolis Colts, and added Devontae Smith to the Philadelphia Eagles. But we'll get there when we do get there. But so with the first pick, everyone's pretty much talked about that one. Everyone knew where they were going with Trevor Lawrence. Thoughts on the pick? I think it was a great choice. It's a great thing to have a new head coach and a new face of the franchise quarterback for that team. Everything they did leading up to everything, like, we expected them to go with that pick. So if anything would have been different, then therefore we would have been shocked. That would have been the shocker of the whole night. But it went as planned. Trevor Lawrence went number 1 overall. Number 2 pick was, I believe, Zach Wilson. Now, to me, I understand the pick. I do understand that pick, because if you look at the reason why Trevor Lawrence went 1 is because he was the most polished quarterback coming out of that draft. He played 2 years in Clemson, left his junior year, 3 years in Clemson. So he has tape, he's durable, he has stats, 3 years, he balled out. Zach Wilson is a 4-year quarterback. With the Jets needing a quarterback to be able to play and start like right now, Zach Wilson is the second best quarterback in that draft as far as being able to start right now. So I who know football, a lot of football, knew the reason why Zach Wilson went second over, Fields and Mac Jones and Trey Lance, blah, 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 blah. So I don't like the pick. I think they could have stayed with Darnold, but they got the second best quarterback as far as being there and knowing the game and, playing against elite competition since his freshman year. Moving on to the 3rd overall pick, Trey Lance. Now, everyone is really excited about Trey Lance. Well, you're not going to see Trey Lance. You might not see Trey Lance for about 2 years. Only way you see Trey Lance next year is if all their quarterbacks go down with injuries. You're not seeing Trey Lance at all. So I understand the pick with him is he is basically a development quarterback. He has the upside, he has the youth, he has, everything that all the other quarterbacks have and more. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. He can run a good 40. He has a great arm. The reason why he's not going to be a day 1 starter is because he only played 1 season. He played with North Dakota State, So, I mean, you can't really. Mac Jones, in a sense, would be a better fit, or Fields would have been a better fit. But when you look at Trey Lance, how much younger, well, he's a few, he might be a year or maybe 2 years younger than all the other qualified quarterbacks. So he's going to be able to grow in a system with the San Francisco 49ers. So having Jimmy G as their day one, their starter, the team is still poised and ready to compete for, championships. It's almost basically looking like the Green Bay Packers, drafting Love and having Aaron Rodgers. So it's really disrespectful to have Aaron Rodgers as a bridge quarterback, but not Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? So Jimmy G's playing the role of the bridge quarterback for Trey Lance, which Trey Lance you're not going to see for a couple years, which you should already be happy about that. So if the New York Jets would have selected Trey Lance, they would have been doomed in doing that. So, like I said, I understand that pick, and it's a great pick because Justin Fields and Mac Jones being behind Jimmy Garoppolo, they can kind of wait 1 year and play next year. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have been a good pick for the 49ers to go that route because, those guys they're a little bit older. They're not like a lot older, but you know what I'm saying? They're older as far as age wise. And so him being 20 and the other guy's 25 and the other guy's 23, he's 20 years old. Like by the time he starts, he's still going to be basically a 22-year-old quarterback. So as far as upside, Trey Lance has the biggest upside that you can just develop him into a nice quarterback, and hopefully he can compete, be the next, up and coming Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, the Dirty Birds themselves, Atlanta Falcons. And we step on them all day with my little rug here. Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons select a tight end. Pitts from Florida. What do I think about the pick? As the Atlanta Falcons having so many holes defensively, and looking at the talent in this year's draft as far as defenders, it was really bad. It sucked. There was really no elite pass rushers, no real good interior defensive tackles. There probably won't be a defensive tackle going the first round this year. A few linebackers, and then you just got a lot of corners that are just really tested really well. Ran real good 40s and stuff like that. But their 4th overall pick, no defender in this year's draft was even remotely worth even taking a shot at. I could have liked if they would have went with Sewell, the tackle, but we got the tight end. So Kyle Pitts. What do I think about Kyle Pitts? I think it's gonna be great for the offense. Matt Ryan. See, I've always talked about Matt Ryan because he's just been in one spot for so long, and I wanted a new face at the quarterback position. But if you look at Matt Ryan's stats, he's passed for over 3,500 yards or more each year, regardless if it was up season or a down season. So it's not really the quarterback position or problem that we've had. It's been a defensive problem. So with the 4th overall pick, even if we was to trade down and accumulate picks and all that, there's still nobody worth grabbing. Nobody worth getting. Just to move down from 4 to 10, it's not worth it because we'll get one of the DBs, It's not worth it. Kyle Pitts was according to everybody's stats and word of mouth, he was the best player coming out of this draft, and we got the best player coming out of the draft. So I like and respect the reasons why. It's gonna make our offense. We gotta score 30 points per game because we're gonna give up 40 points per game. But if something can click with the defense to where we can stop teams from scoring 40 points per game, we'll be able to win a lot more games. So, I mean, I like the pick. It's a straight value pick. And it's going to make our offense more explosive. Only thing we lack is a running game. We don't have any running backs that I can think of worth a damn. So we could probably, I know in the second round we'll be addressing, defense, hopefully in the second round, which that's where all the value and ton of value will be at in the second round. So the Atlanta Falcons, great pick, great value pick. And I mean, that's what's best available besides getting Sewell. So, I mean, done with that. On to the Cincinnati Bengals. They drafted Ja'Marr Chase. To me, Ja'Marr Chase is the best receiver out of this year's draft, obviously, and last year's draft. I think it was great he took a year off because he was able to get his body healed and to be able to get a straight year of just training. You know what I'm saying? Just getting stronger, getting faster. And it showed. I think Ja'Marr Chase might have been, to me, the second best player in this year's draft. Ja'Marr Chase is going to be a beast with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, the dude's a monster, bro. Dude's tough as fuck. So, I mean, getting a weapon to Joe Burrow, a familiar weapon, is great. I'm going to rewind it back a little bit and talk about Trey Lance the same way I'm going to talk about Joe Burrow. But I don't have to worry too much about Trey Lance because I know he's not going to play. He's not going to play for a while. Trey Lance is a one-hit wonder quarterback. What I mean by one-hit wonder is basically someone who played 1 year full, and went to the draft. Those quarterbacks have to be developed. It doesn't really matter who they are. They can't go to a team that need a quarterback right now. As you can see for the Ohio State, Dwayne Haskins, 1 year hit wonder, and what did he do? He flopped, So Trey Lance is that type of quarterback. Joe Burrow is a one-hit wonder quarterback. You can say they did well, or Joe Burrow he's a good quarterback, but like I said, I don't like one-hit wonder quarterbacks. And he could be as polished as he wants. He still needs development. You know what I'm saying? So he's forced to start. He was forced to start last year. He ended up getting hurt. If he wouldn't have gotten hurt, I don't even think he would have won offensive, player of the year over Justin Herbert. Because Justin Herbert was really balling. And the Cincinnati Bengals didn't have a lot of wins, and the Chargers had more, So Herbert was a better quarterback and also Herbert I think he was a 3-year starter. And so his longevity should pan out a lot better than Joe Burrow's, because Joe Burrow's is still a little bit wet behind the ears. And you see how he got hurt last year, because a lot of the times he's going to just take off running, because that's just an innate go-to is to actually run, where because he's still cherry. So he's going to run. And then when you run, you kind of run into shit. So that's why Justin Herbert, he probably going to struggle again this year. Cincinnati Bengals ain't going to be good. Cincinnati Bengals not going to be good because, to me, it's because of the simple fact that they have the one-hit wonder quarterback at the helm of their team. Could they needed a bridge quarterback? I think so, because they would have been in the same 5th pick overall. So it kind of hurts your quarterback psyche, even though he did get hurt for the rest of the season, but he still wasn't good enough they still got the 5th pick overall. So if I was Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and I had Fitzpatrick in front of me or whatever the case may be, and we still got the 5th overall pick, it's not going to hurt my mental. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, well, shit, I would have got that, or maybe I would have gotten better. I would have been like, oh, I would have gotten better than that if they would have played me. But you still learn on the go. So, Bengals are still going to be pretty bad next year, and Joe Burrow will fall where Joe Burrow should fall. And that's a one-hit wonder quarterback. I wish the best of luck and everything to him in the future and everything. But Ja'Marr Chase is a great addition to that team for a weapon for him, a familiar face for him. That's why they did that. And good luck to him. Moving on to the Miami Dolphins. They got Jalen Waddle. That was kind of interesting there. Jalen Waddle over Devontae Smith. That was kind of weird. I don't understand. I understand how Ja'Marr Chase goes over Devontae Smith, because if Ja'Marr Chase would have played last year, he definitely would have won the Heisman. And not Devon. And it didn't matter if Jalen Waddle would have played last year too if he didn't get hurt. And Ja'Marr Chase would have won the Heisman this year, even though LSU was bad this year. Shoot, but because he's the best receiver coming out of this year's draft. But Jalen Waddle going before Devontae Smith, who's the Heisman, that's just kind of weird to me. I don't understand that, so I'm not going to try to get too much into it, because the Miami Dolphins needed another receiver. They needed another comparable receiver to go with the receivers that they have. And getting Jalen Waddle, a home run hitter, is very good, because it's a step up from the little guy they had last year. So let's move on to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions got Penei Sewell. I think it was kind of, when the Lions got the offensive tackle, Penei Sewell, I'm thinking, they must really like Jared Goff. They like Jared Goff, because you're protecting this guy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, Jared Goff is their quarterback of the future at Detroit. They ain't looking to replace Jared Goff at all. They went and protected him. Now, as far as him having weapons on the outside, he lost everything in free agency. But they started with protecting him. And I think that's a great pick. Penei Sewell was a great pickup for them. And best of luck to him. You can't go wrong with that. So they're going to have a nice little running game with maybe better offensive line play, and to be able to get, Jared Goff protection. So, hey, value pick there. I like the pick a lot. And it's kind of surprising. Because, you would think that this is possibly where Detroit could go with another quarterback. But they didn't. So they stuck to their guns and held to their guns and got the guy to protect their quarterback that they have. Moving on to who was next? Carolina Panthers. I think I said Detroit had, Penei Sewell. Detroit Lions selected. That was kind of because, they lost Kenny Galladay. So you kind of figured, you're like, I don't know. It's kind of weird there. But, the Panthers were the 8th pick. And so the Panthers went and selected, who did the Panthers get? Panthers got a corner. And their selection was J.C. Horn, which they're going to pair up with their other cornerback that they have there. I think it's a good pick. Like I said, the defensive prowess this year's draft was really, really not that good. Horn's a long, rangy corner with very good speed. And to have that speed to be able to compete with Tampa Bay, Atlanta this year because of their, their weapons. I think that was a great pick for the Carolina Panthers. And obviously they're sold on Sam Darnold. So they didn't go with quarterback, you know what I'm saying? I think it was a great pick. I like the pick. Well, I can't like the pick too much because, but I like the pick. This is what I was saying, like the Falcons to move from 4 to 8, 4 to 10 to get a defensive back is just, you're not going to get that much draft capital to trade because none of those teams there necessarily. I mean, Carolina probably could use a tight end because they did lose Curtis Samuels, I believe. So, but they could have used an offensive threat or weapon, but they chose to go on defense because they obviously saw what the Atlanta Falcons did. So, I mean, I like the pick. And J.C. Horn is nice. He's a nice corner. And then the Denver Broncos selected what's that dude's name from oh my gosh. The Denver Broncos selected Patrick Surtain Jr. Junior. Another DB from Alabama. Denver. You look at Drew Lock, they just traded and got Teddy Bridgewater and stuff like that. So Teddy Bridgewater will be the bridge quarterback for Drew Lock, obviously. They could have went quarterback this year, but when you look at the quarterbacks that are left, it's obviously, Justin Fields and Mac Jones. And I mean, you already got a young quarterback and now you got your bridge quarterback. So, I mean, you're not going quarterback at all. Running back wise, they got good running backs. They got They got good receivers from last year and this year. And they're going to be getting back Sutton. So to help out the defense, because Von Miller is getting a little bit long in the tooth, that Patrick Surtain, the second junior, whatever. Getting the corner is going to help with the pass rush, so you'll be able to lock down their number one threat with Patrick Surtain. And it's a necessity. It's a need. It's probably the best pick that you can have. Jamar Chase destroyed him. So, I mean, but hey, he's not going to face Jamar Chase every time. The Dallas Cowboys traded their pick. I believe they traded to Philly, if I'm not mistaken. Which is weird. You don't really see in division trades. So they traded their pick. And I believe, this is where Devontae Smith goes to. He goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. And what do I think about this? I think this is a home run pick. You get elite speed out of two outside. I might play with the Philadelphia Eagles in next Madden, bro, because having Jalen Hurts, having Emmanuel Sanders with the speed at receiver. Oh, man, this team is going to be real nasty. I like the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully, Jalen Hurts can keep it all together because they are going to be really dynamic. I like this pick with Devontae Smith. And there's nothing that you need to say about that. They got a receiver. I don't care. And then I think they got I forgot. Okay, so number 11 was the Cincinnati Bengals because they traded with the New York Giants and they went and got Justin Fields. So what do I think about this pick? as far as bridge quarterback, Andy Dalton being a bridge quarterback to Justin Fields. Justin Fields can possibly play this year, but he really needs to sit. I think he needs to sit. Chicago can take this season on the chin and maybe win 6 games, and it'll be mostly defensively win games. But Justin Fields will be playing a lot this year because that's going to save, Matt Nagy's job. At the end of the day, they did make to the playoffs last year, so I mean that. But to me, looking at Justin Fields and Mitch Trubisky, now I like Justin Fields better, but Mitch Trubisky, Mitch Trib is basically kind of a similar style quarterback. I mean, he's a run-first quarterback, sort of athletic, where you get Justin Fields, who's a run-first quarterback and probably more athletic. Arm strength's probably the same. Maybe it edges to Justin Fields, but the what is it called? The experience being in the league to Mitch Trubisky, I would edge to him. But now Mitch is with the Buffalo Bills, so if anything happens to Josh Allen, I mean that's a good backup. So hopefully this works out. We'll just have to see. Obviously, it's a pick for the future, and there's nothing you can say to that. The number 12th pick, I'm going to kind of speed these up, too. The number 12th pick, I believe it was Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys selected, I think they selected a linebacker. I think, isn't it Micah Parsons? Yeah, Micah Parsons, Penn State. You got him, Vanderland, Wolf Hunter or Wolf Pack, Wolf Man, whatever the fuck you call him, and Jalen Smith. They got some shit over there at the linebacker position. Front 7 with the 3 linebackers. That's nice. I like that a lot. I like that. Secondary wise, I like Keanu Neal because he reminds me of like me. A strong safety that can run and very forceful in the run game. So I mean, those 4 guys in the run, Michael Parsons, Jalen Smith, and Vayton Landerish. Hey, and then you got Trayvon Diggs at corner, and then I don't know who you got your other corner. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys defense from the 3 linebackers, their 1 safety, and then Trey Diggs. It ain't looking too bad over there in Dallas. So, I mean, I like the pick. And, hey, I don't know who all they got on their front 4 or 3, whatever they're running, besides DeMarcus Lawrence. The second level and third level is looking a lot better because they did get DeMonte KZ too from Atlanta. I'm not sure if I said his name right, but I know it's KZ, the free safety. So I mean, they got him, who's a rangy safety who can come down and bang, but he can make plays on the ball. Then you got Keanu Neal. Those 2, hey, great pick. I love it. Moving on to the Chargers. Yeah. Chargers got... What did the Chargers get? Let me check my references real quick. I think they got a lineman. Rashawn Slater. They needed a lineman. They got a lineman to help protect Justin Herbert. That's what you do when you got your franchise quarterback. You protect them. You don't give them weapons. You try to give them weapons, but you want to protect them first. Then you give them weapons because you got to see if that protection holds up. So, love the pick. Protect their investment. They got receivers. I mean, they got running game, defense. I mean, Chargers got to get it all together, put it together on offense to be able to compete and win games. So, great pick. Like it. Moving on to the New England Patriots. No, I mean the New York Jets. The New York Jets got a trade, and they selected a lineman. I think it was what's that dude named Vera? Was it Vera? Let me get my list down. Let's see what they got. Bear with me 1 second. Says the pick is in. Well, I know they got a lineman. So what lineman? His name was I know they got a lineman. I'm trying to think of his name. Give me one good second to see what this guy's name is. They need a lineman at the end of the day to protect their quarter. Like I said, you got a franchise quarterback, you want to protect them and then get them weapons afterwards. So that's what the New York Giants did. So I'm pretty sure day 2 they'll get them some weapons to be able to throw the ball to. So on to the New England Patriots. They got Mac Jones. You kind of figure, which it's kind of sad to say, Cam Newton's a bridge quarterback. Damn. Matt Jones is not starting at any time soon. So don't worry about Matt Jones at all starting over Cam Newton. It's not going to happen. I don't care that he's a first-round pick. No one cares. Okay, so do I think about the pick? I mean, you got to get a guy for the future. Arizona Cardinals, I don't even want to talk about this pick because I don't even know who the hell this nigga is. I think it's trash. His highlight was trash. That was what they showed him. He's an outside linebacker, and I don't know what the fuck they supposed to do with him. He sucks. I don't care. I ain't talking about him. He's from Tulsa. You know what his name is? It's bullshit. I think the Cardinals had the worst pick in the draft. So, done with it. On to the next, the Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders selected. Who did the Oakland Raiders select? Oakland Raiders. Let me see. I think the Raiders got a lineman, didn't they? Yeah, they got a tackle from Alabama, Alex Leatherwood. I guess because they need it to help with the run game and Derek Carr. I don't know. Zane Collins went to the 16th pick. Try. I don't know. Fuck that guy. I don't know. So yeah, they got Leatherface to protect their investment, their running game, and yeah, their running game is what they really got that dude for. Yeah, because I seen that dude highlights and he was killing people in power runs. So yeah, good pick. Moving on to the next, Miami Dolphins. Back in the draft, back in the first round, and I believe they selected a lineman as well. Let me see. Can't really remember who the hell they selected. Miami Dolphins selected with the 18th pick. Defensive end, Jalen Phillips. Dude, look at this. First pass rusher off the boards in the 18th pick, Jalen Phillips. And I wasn't impressed. I mean, these defenders are not impressive at all. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just got to be real. Not impressive at all. So, Washington with the 19th pick stayed with their pick. They did not trade it. And They selected Jamie Davis, linebacker from Kentucky. Like I was saying, the defensive positions here this year were really tainted. I see why offense was really killing this year, because there was nobody to stop them, really. So, yeah, it's really nothing. New York Giants are on the clock with the 20th pick. And I don't know who the hell they selected. We sure about to see. The New York Giants, did they select a receiver? I think they selected a receiver, which I was kind of surprised at. Right, I think they selected a receiver, yeah. Oh, yeah, they did select a receiver. Kadarius Toney from Florida. They're saying this guy's like a gadget guy, a return specialist and stuff like that. And, he's a good receiver, good guy in and out. But looking at over John Ross must be getting cut again, because he must not going to be able to make it, because that's what you kind of can use. Well, John Ross is kind of a smaller frame. He's not really a gadget guy. He's really fast, though. So I think that pick with the first round was kind of suspect. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see another receiver, because they just went and got Kenny Galladay. They got Kenny Galladay. They got their tight end. They got a pretty good line. You would think they would go defense side of the ball, but they went receiver. I guess that was best. I didn't even hear about this guy being the 5th receiver coming out of the draft. So, that's one for me. So up next is Indianapolis Colts. Colts pick. Let me see. Colts pick is in, and the Colts selected Kwity Paye. Looking at this guy, his highlights and stuff, there's no. This is what you expect on defense. 21st pick. Like, when I tell you the defense side of the football took a hit this year, it was like looking at Jalen Phillips and Kwity Paye, whatever. Look at these pass rushers, bro. It sucked to have these picks here, because there's no, hell no. Tennessee Titans. Who did Tennessee Titans go after? Tennessee Titans with the 22nd pick. Selected Caleb Fairley. I like that. Kind of low, though. He went to the 22nd pick in the first round. They said he had some back surgery, but as far as anything, I thought he was probably the second best corner in the draft. Maybe third. I'll say third, because I liked it Horn. I liked it Surtain. And then, you can kind of flip and flop him. But I guess he's been very injury prone. So, but he's a blazer. He could run. But he had back surgery back in March. So they're saying that maybe that's what slid him down the draft board. So if he gets healthy, you got a top 10 talent at the end of the day, and you got him at the 22nd pick. The Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd pick. What do I think? I don't think too much about that pick, because they should have just got a running back. Should have got Benny Snell. Let me see. Minnesota's. Who the fuck is Minnesota's select? I don't know. The Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd pick, they selected Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech. Another offensive lineman, a tackle to help protect, the quarterback. I like that, and they put some, better lanes for the running back. Great pick, great value pick, and you can't hate on it. Pittsburgh Steelers with Najee Harris. I think this was by far the greatest fit you can ask for as a freaking running back. Now, the only thing is Najee Harris seems to be very durable, but he's going to touch the football 300 times. I guarantee you he will. He seems to be built for it. And I like Alabama running backs, and I like the big running backs. So the guy's like 6'2", 230 pounds, 232 pounds. Doesn't have the home run hitting speed, but he can home run hit it. He's going to make guys miss. I mean, the fit is just perfect. I think this pick here was, to me, I love everything about this pick. I love everything about this pick because he feels the need. I think this was the much needed pick out of all the picks, to where you can go, we can get, because look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and where they were at last year. They were undefeated all the way up until 11th week, 11-0, and they just needed a running game to tailor off that ending, the ending of the season, and they just couldn't get it. I think the pick was great. I love the pick. I'm gonna love to watch Najee Harris play because I love watching him play. I think Jacksonville was next after that. And Jacksonville selected Etienne, running back out of Clemson. So he reunites with his quarterback. That was kind of a mind-boggling pick because, they had Robinson from last year who kind of broke out or did things that you didn't expect after they got rid of oh my God, I can't think of these guys' names. After they got rid of the running back who went to Tampa Bay. My auntie's going to kill me because she's an LSU fan. I went to their games to watch them play, and I cannot think of his name right now. But you guys know his name in the comments below, so go ahead and write it down and fix it for me if you like. And also, we're at the 42-minute mark of this video, and let me know what you guys think of these draft and how the draft went this year, for each team. And let me know what your favorite team is and who you wish you got, and are you happy with what you got? And the person you wished you got, where did they go? And how mad are you about that? Or how far were you from getting that person? So let's say, you wanted Kyle Pitts and you were the 7th pick, but the Falcons, we took him in 4. And are you happy with who you got at the 7th pick? Blah, blah, blah. You kind of get what I'm saying? And let me know how that goes out for you, and let me know in the comments below. But Jacksonville Jaguars got to me, I think they got him a 3rd down running back. I don't think they had that last year. It was used as Robinson. Etienne can be the number 1 and, all three down back. So, I mean, he's obviously going to be probably competing to be a day 1 starter over Robinson, even though Robinson earned his starting role this year. But, you pick the 1st round of running back, he got to play. Cleveland Browns selected a corner. Did they select a corner? Cleveland Browns selected, I think they did select a corner. Yeah, they selected, the Cleveland Browns didn't really need to select any damn body because their team is pretty good. Oh, they got Greg Newsome II from Northwestern. Nice corner, kind of the same as kind of Hornish, where he has great speed, he has great size, he's kind of physical. I mean, to me, The freaking Browns have 3 number 1 corners on their roster. They got their last 3 years, they grabbed 3 cornerbacks. I mean, they have the pass rush. They probably lack linebacker, the linebacker depth, or the second level. Because I can't really think of anybody who's there right now. So they must be lacking it. But offensively, they're good. The line, tight end, receivers, and running backs, they're good there. So by them getting so maybe they'll move one of their corners to safety or something. But other than that, they have 3 number 1 corners. And that's a nice luxury thing to have, because you could be so versatile in the secondary that, I mean, it's great. I mean, I love it. The pick was great because they didn't have, I mean, in this draft here, there's nothing that they could really get at this late in the first round that's really makes any sense. The Baltimore Ravens, with the 27th pick, they selected, I think, a receiver. Let me see what this guy's name is. Yeah, Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Going to have to do some research on that guy. They need a receiver. Did no one want to come to the Baltimore Ravens? And that goes to tell you what type of quarterback that they have. And they don't have a quarterback. If you go in free agency where you got Kenny Galladay, Juju Smith-Schuster, and top talented receivers, and they don't want to, and they're going to be the number 1 when they come there. They don't have to compete with the football, nothing. Goes to show you the type of quarterback you have, and now you're forced to draft and basically spend your first round draft pick on a receiver who's not even considered a top 5 receiver. Damn, must suck. So they got Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. I'm pretty sure all the Baltimore Raven fans are like, who the fuck is this guy? And yay, we need a receiver, but you don't know what type of receiver you have. So, I mean, you don't really have a receiver until you actually see him play. Baltimore Ravens, that just goes to show you that they don't have a quarterback. They have the guys going to throw the ball. Lamar Jackson is not taking the right necessary steps as a quarterback. So he's a running back. I don't care. Should he have been MVP that year? No, he shouldn't have been. He only won MVP because they had the best record in the NFL. And yes, he was cooking motherfuckers. He was, but he wasn't cooking them from a quarterback situation. Like, he wasn't doing it from how a quarterback is supposed to do it. Like, I understand if a quarterback is fat, like, I get it. But you cannot blame receivers. You can't blame receivers. You can't blame, we don't have receivers. Since when did Baltimore ever have receivers? I rest my case. Anquan Bolden was probably the last. Steve Smith, probably the last receiver. So you have to draft a receiver. You have to draft the guy from Minnesota. You have to draft, the guy, his highlights are on bullshit teams, bro. Like, where there's like 5 guys wide open and they should have threw it to the slot instead of him. It is what it is. Baltimore Ravens did not get no better in this with this pick at all. So I don't like the pick. They need it. I don't like the person because I don't know who the hell this dude is and never heard of this guy. But it doesn't mean he's not capable of being good. But Hollywood Brown's definitely gonna have to step it up this year, and he's not a number 1 receiver, but he's just gonna have to step it up this year regardless. And so we'll just see how they do. They need a receiver. They went after a receiver and they got a receiver. So there's value right there in that pick. We just don't know who it is. We'll just have to see what he comes out and what he becomes to be. That was a 27th pick in the draft. I just like I said, it just kind of shows you what type of quarterback you have at Baltimore. If you can't get Kenny Galladay, you couldn't even get John Ross. I don't care if John Ross is hurt. You got a guy who got the fastest straight line speed in NFL. So you got the fastest quarterback in the NFL. You got two. Then you would have two fast receivers. You should have went and got John Ross. Who cares? That's all they need to run is slant routes and cross the screen, across the field routes and streaks. Because that's all. That's it. That's all they need to do. But like I said, hey, it is what it is. The New Orleans Saints are on the clock. New Orleans Saints pick the. Who did the Saints grab? Go after. New Orleans Saints got some Peyton Turner, Houston defensive end. They did lose the white boy. I can't think of his name. Hendrickson. I forgot where he went. I mean, there's nothing here. I can't really talk about this pick, but they went at their 28th pick. New Orleans Saints went and got a lineman, defensive end, pass rusher, I'm going to assume. They're going to need it to compete with the Atlanta Falcons, get after the quarterback, and, Tom Brady get after the quarterback and stuff like that. So it makes sense. Green Bay Packers are on the clock, and I believe no, they didn't trade. They got a corner. Yeah, Eric Stokes, a 6'1", 185-pound corner who's probably the fastest corner in the draft. Dude can run. I like the pick because it teams him up with Alexander Jair. I like the pick. It's going to help them on the outsides to where, they're going to have to funnel it into the slot receiver and tight end, and that's basically mirrored and double teamed. So that means more sacks to the quarterback when you got two outside DBs that can cover the two outside receivers. And then you got everybody else funneled into the slots, into tight end. So, get pass rush happy there. I like the pick. Buffalo Bills with the 30th pick. This is where I thought they were going to go with a receiver, Elijah Moore, to give Josh Allen some more weapons or a running back. But they didn't. They threw a wrench in it. And they said Elijah Moore will be a day 2 person. And they selected I think they selected a pass rusher. Yes, Gregory Rousseau from Miami. He opted out last year. Hit a lot of sacks the year before. Another pass rusher that just doesn't look impressive at all. So sorry. Baltimore Ravens with the 31st pick. I think the Baltimore Ravens got a nice addition here with an edge rusher who I think they needed. But he's a development project type of edge rusher because the guy can fly. Ran a 4.39. He had a funny name from Penn State. And his name is Jason Uwe. Dude's a freak of nature. He's nice. As far as like the size and the speed. But as far as pass rushing moves, I didn't see any. He's kind of compared to Danielle Hunter. So if you compare to Danielle Hunter, you might be a little beast coming up. They need an edge rusher. They need that. They don't have it. That's a need. But honestly, I would have went another receiver with this pick. Whichever the next best receiver, Elijah Moore. Hey, you get him some weapons. You give him 3 receivers, and all they got to do is run 3 routes. Streak, slant, comeback. All year. But they went with the defensive end. I like the pick. And that's it. Tampa Bay. Wait, did the Chiefs go? Oh, no, because the Chiefs traded their pick for the offensive lineman from the Baltimore. That's even crazy. They traded their offensive lineman and gave him to the Chiefs. Them niggas is crazy. I wouldn't have done that shit. I'm like, kiss my ass. The fuck? And Tampa Bay, who rounds out the 32nd pick in the draft, selected a pass rusher, another guy we don't know anything, Joe Tryon from Washington. Opt out last year, played at 19. Wasn't impressive, but he was basically comparable to Chase Young, I hear. I don't know. I don't think so, but whatever. I don't really. He's a he's listed down as a linebacker, but he's a defensive end. Ooh, excuse me, guys. This was a long video, 55 minutes long. I mean, this will wrap up the draft. The draft was actually we kind of seen where a lot of teams were going to go. Surprises in the draft. Justin Fields and Mac Jones fell to 11 and 15. I mean, Justin Fields would have failed to the New England Patriots, who I think that's why the Chicago Bears moved up to get him. I'm surprised Chicago Bears were able to move from 22 or 20 to 11. I wonder what that trade looked like, because it had to be very expensive. I love the Pittsburgh Steelers draft. You know, their acquisition. I like the Falcons. I like the Jamar Chase. Penny Sewell. I think that's about it. Micah Parsons. I like the Micah Parsons acquisition. The draft was not really. I knew the defense was going to be lacking on this year's draft. I knew it was going to be quarterback heavy, but I kind of expected where the guys went, and it turned out really well to me. So this will wrap up this video here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one, next year, of course. Or we'll maybe go and talk about the week one, see how everything goes out. Week 1 of the season, NFL season. We'll just see. Not sure yet. But thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said earlier, tell me who your team was, who you wish you drafted, and where did that guy get drafted at, and what number did you have, and who did you get? So thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.